I need to get fix or something. What did you need?
Yeah.
So sorry if I have to head out and go to work. But you said the closing we're at 9 a.m. tomorrow, right?
Yeah, well, it will reconvene tomorrow morning, but yeah, there should be.
Yeah. Yeah, 9:30.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that does call the doctor, so I don't want your mom to freak out tomorrow to start to be by 9, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And,
Judge, when you're ready, I have two like housekeeping
in the next hour, right?
motions that I've already talked
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Okay.
My water and stuff. We just come sit on one of the here so you don't interrupt.
She came here right now for us.
Oh, yeah. All right, then we'll see.
She just came here. She
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, not a problem.
of
I'll
course.
see you tomorrow then.
Yes,
We'll
of
see you tomorrow.
course. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Tacos.
Is she already leaving? This is the
Yeah.
part, this is the most important part.
I'm sorry, I have to go to work.
Oh, well, you gotta pay the bills.
Take lunch.
All right.
Good lunch. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Don't need count three.
The people in the jury.
Yeah, my
Anybody need a cough drop?
No, I just drank it a little wrong.
I'm just so funny. I made him laugh while he was. Arlene. Arlene,
Yes,
really quick. I have the videos on the disc. I know you'll probably object to them, but if they come in, I'm downloading it onto the hard drive. That way it won't skip while it's playing. If you have an objection to that, or it's the same, I'm just dragging it over.
okay, so you're gonna have them, you're gonna admit them through DVD, but you're gonna play them on your. No, I don't have a problem with that.
Okay, that just makes it go by faster.
Yeah, I know when you do it from a disc,
Yeah.
play on it, it's
Yeah.
causes problems. You always think I'm gonna say something. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's a lot of money. Just five. I have one, and it's all feeding into my laptop. And that's it, it's everything's, that's why I have to make sure this is running so that it will all feed into my laptop. I did a lot of mics. Was country.
How the jurors and nominated it.
All right, we just have a couple of matters to address.
Back here, apologies. Back up a little bit.
All right, the court is calling 2024 CRs 4295 State versus Luis Beltran. Could I have parties announce?
Megan Galloway and Jason Garahan for the state of Texas.
And for the defense?
Arlene Gay for the defendant, Brian Arnett for the defendant, and we're ready.
And are you Mr. Luis Beltran?
Yes, sir.
All right, and it's my understanding, State, you informed the court that you have a motion you want heard.
Yes, Your Honor, I have two. I have one state's motion to require defendant to be fingerprinted and then another for defendant.
Do you want us to come to the bench, Your Honor? or
No,
stay
you
here?
can stay there.
Okay.
All right, with regards to the state's motion to require the defendant to be fingerprinted, is that an objection?
Your Honor, I don't know what the purpose is in this, the guilty, not guilty phase of this trial. So I'm gonna just object to relevancy.
And State?
The relevancy at this phase of the trial is that latent prints were found from the defendant in a motor vehicle. And so they were compared and came back to his prints, but I would like the fingerprint examiner to identify the prints that she obtained from him in court.
But have the prints already been identified?
They came back to prints that he has on file with Bexar County.
All right, so defense?
I'm not sure, this other witness is, am I okay seated, Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay, I am not aware of this witness, I guess they're gonna have them re-examined, I'm guessing, because there'd be no other reason.
Well, this is what the assumption I'm making, and if my assumption is incorrect, feel free to let me know. But the state has said that they recovered some latent fingerprints, that those fingerprints, they say, are going to come back to your client's fingerprints, and that will be based upon a prior and obtaining those fingerprints and comparing the two. So if they are going to be using his priors, or if the prior was used to say that the latent prints that they recovered are his, I'm sure that there's going to be a motion to eliminate with regards to any prior history.
Correct.
Then if they're trying to tie the fingerprints to your client through the vehicle, they have to come in some sort of way, depending on if it's relevant. So the question becomes whether or not you want him fingerprinted in court, or if the latent prints become relevant and it's tied to your client, the question will become, how is that brought before the jury without saying they obtained it due to prior history?
So if the state wants to then have I'm assuming a new fingerprint examiner come testify, take the prints and do some type of oral report or written report. Is that,
No, they're just saying they want to take his fingerprints now.
Mhm.
And I'm assuming instead of mentioning any prior history, they will just say, we've taken the fingerprints from your client in the courtroom. So do you have any objection to?
And as far as the notice goes, it would be the same person that you've already had notice to. So I guess my question then, if you're gonna object to him being fingerprinted, then are you okay with the examiner testifying that she's compared them to prints, to known prints that belong to your client without getting into the history of it?
I have no problem with that, known prints.
It's known prints that it is looking for, because that's how she is.
Okay. Okay, okay. I think what we can agree on, Your Honor, is that when he's fingerprinted, obviously outside the presence of the jury, that,
So,
and if that occurs, because yes.
so my question is, do you have any objections for his being fingerprinted?
Not with the explanation, no, Your Honor.
All right, so the court will note for the record that it's agreed that he is to be fingerprinted in court. So the court has signed the motion. Now, the next state's motion is with regards to having the defendant photographed in court. So what is the issue with the photograph?
Your Honor, the defendant has some identifying marks on his person that I believe would be used to identify him. And so that is the purpose of the motion to photograph. They've had notice of it because it's in the discovery that was provided to them. It's just to obtain a clearer photo of the identifying marks for identification purposes only.
I guess I need to know what parts of his body, what's trying to be the tie up here.
Yes. So if a photograph were to be taken, what specific markings are you seeking to have photographed?
So it would be the markings that were contained within the cross guide that was turned over to defense, which would be a mole on the defendant's face, the scar on his face, and then a tattoo on his neck and the back. So it would be photos from chest up and same in the back.
All right, so then the state is saying it's for purposes of identification. Is there any stipulations that the parties are prepared to make that he has the tattoo on his neck, the mole on his face, or a scar?
I don't think we can stipulate to that, but if those are the areas, I've had this, not with these counsels, but I've had this motion before, and we basically have somebody, stripped down, taking pictures of him. And that's what I want to prevent. Also, the relevancy issue of any other bodily tattoos or anything else on his body that is not relevant to our proceeding.
All right, so state, you're saying,
As an officer of the court, I'm making a representation that he would have to remove his shirt to be photographed from the chest area in the front and the back, and including his face. But as far as stripped down, at this point in trial, there's no need to take other photos of his body.
I don't see why the chest is important in this case. I mean, I could see.
well, is there alleged to be some type of marking on the chest area?
No, but I mean, the shirt's gonna be off for the back already. So, I mean, if they need a full picture.
All right, so this is defense. First of all, do you have any objections to the photograph of his face and of his neck?
And no, Your Honor, I think the alternative would be for him to stand there, but I don't want him to do that. I think.
All right, so
Uh,
then,
to his face, and I think I think counsel said the back of his neck, his face. I don't have a problem with that.
all right, so then this is what the court will order, and it's agreed to, It's agreed to photographs of his face and of his neck.
Thank
With
you.
regard, for the neck tattoo. With regards to, since he's going to have his shirt off, if they can also take a picture of his chest and of the full back. I'm not saying that those are going to be admitted into evidence. It will just have to, for the court, become relevant because I don't know what this case is about. So I will note, defense, that you've agreed for photographs of his face and of his neck. But Mr. Beltran, I'm going to allow them to take photographs of your chest area and the full back. And they'll have to make representations and you all will have a chance to argue as to how the chest area and the full back area is relevant.
That's understood, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything else?
Your Honor, we just have a oral motion in limine, and it relates to something that we kind of touched on. The alleged fingerprints were found on a vehicle some days later, and that vehicle was involved in invading, and persons other than my client were arrested. And my concern is that bringing up that whole, and the car was allegedly stolen.
Well, what I
So
can,
bringing up all of that and would not be relevant and would be prejudicial.
well, what I can tell both parties, if there is any alleged offense other than what's in the indictment, parties just approach before asking your questions, and then I will excuse the jury and I will make a ruling.
The only thing that I understand the court's ruling is to make sure the state discusses it with any witnesses that they may call. And if we call any, I'll discuss it with them.
Yes. All right, is there anything else?
Judge, just as far as the photographs go, do you want that done now? Because the person is here to.
All right, let's do the photographs quickly and then if you'll let the jurors know, just give us 10 more minutes.
And Your Honor, we'd like to invoke the rule.
All right, the rule will We're ready? Yes. Oh, just 1 second. All right, everyone, please be seated. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you received an oath, and it was a general oath for your questioning during voir dire. Now I'm going to give you the oath for this specific trial. So if you could raise your right hand for me, please. Do you and each of you solemnly swear that in the case of the state of Texas versus Mr. Beltran, you will a true verdict render according to the law and the evidence, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. State.
Yes, Your Honor. True bill of indictment in the name and by the authority of the state of Texas.
You want us to stand, Your Honor?
Yes, please.
Excuse me.
No problem. In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, the grand jury of Bear County, state of Texas, duly organized and paneled and sworn as such at the midterm AD 2024 of the 187th Judicial District Court of said county and said court at said term do present in and to said court that in the county and state aforesaid and anterior to the presentment of this indictment, count one, on or about the 4th day of August 2023, Louis Beltran, hereinafter referred to as a defendant, while in the course of committing a theft of property with the intent to obtain and maintain control of that said property, did intentionally and knowingly threaten and place Sharon Martinez in fear of imminent bodily injury and death, and that the defendant did use and exhibit a deadly weapon, to wit, a firearm. Count two, on or about the 4th day of August 2023, Louis Beltran, while in the course of committing theft of property and with the intent to obtain and maintain control of said property, did use and exhibit a deadly weapon, namely a firearm, and the defendant did intentionally, knowingly, and recklessly cause bodily injury to Sharon Martinez, hereinafter referred to as the complainant, by pointing said deadly weapon at and in the direction of the complainant. Against the peace and dignity of the state, signed foreman of the grand jury.
To each of those counts, how do you plead?
Not guilty at all.
All right, you may be seated. State, do you have any opening statements?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
Sugar Leaf Smoke Shop is a smoke shop that is located in South Bear County. Now you're going to learn that Sugar Leaf Smoke Shop employed a lady by the name of Sharon Martinez, and she had been working there for some time before August 4th of 2023. Now what you will learn is that Sharon Martinez worked the day shift at the smoke shop. and she would normally be there alone by herself. And on August 4th, 2023, two suspects entered that location and asked her if they could play some games that were located in the back of the store. Now, at this time, she is behind the counter. She comes from behind the counter and she walks to the back room where the games are located. And at this time, one of the suspects that was identified as that defendant sitting right over there pulled out a firearm, put it in her face, and told her to get on the ground. You will see that Sharon laid on the ground, where he then placed a zip tie behind her back and zip tied two of her arms behind her back and placed a t-shirt over her face and began to ransack the smoke shop. You will see the defendant and this other actor entering and exiting the smoke shop and taking items that belonged to the smoke shop that he had no consent to take and that he did not pay for. Now, both the defendant and his co-actor fled the location in a black sedan. Now, you will hear from Officer Chacon. He made the scene on the date of the offense and he made contact with Sharon Martinez. And you'll hear about all of the observations that he made on the day that he made the scene in South Bexar County. You'll also hear from two CSI people that processed the crime scene. You will also hear from Investigator Anderson, who handled this case and the evidence that she located and her investigation of the case. You will hear that at some point, this black sedan was located and it was examined. And you will hear that there was some evidence that was processed in that car that link it to that defendant. Ladies and gentlemen, I am confident that once you hear all of the evidence that you will find the defendant guilty as charged in the indictment. Thank you.
Defense, any opening statements?
No opening statement.
All right, states, you may call your first witness.
The state calls Deputy Chacon.
Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, if you'll have a seat. Please make sure you keep your voice up so that everyone can hear. And if you'll state your name for the record.
Alejandro Chacon.
Right, state, you may proceed.
Deputy Chacon, how are you currently employed?
I'm currently employed to the Bexar County Sheriff's Office.
And are you a certified peace officer in the state of Texas?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
How long have you been employed with the Bexar County Sheriff's Office?
I've been employed with the Bexar County Sheriff's Office since 2016.
Okay. And what's your current title and assignment with the Bexar County Sheriff's Office?
My current title and assignment is a missing persons deputy assigned to the Criminal Investigation Division.
Okay. And were you employed with the Sheriff's Office back on August 4th of 2023?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
And what was your title and assignment on that day?
On that day, I was assigned to the law enforcement side on patrol.
Okay. And can you just explain to the jury the training that you go through to become a deputy with the Bexar County Sheriff's Office?
We go through a 6-month program at Academy where we work on calls, scenarios, pretty much get us prepared for the job. And then we do 16 weeks out in the field with a patrol training officer. And then right there, we get the experience for 911 calls, disturbances, crashes.
Okay. And so as a patrol officer, as you were in August of 2023, what were your duties with the Sheriff's Office?
My duties with the Bexar County Sheriff's Office was a patrol deputy assigned to call for services. Pretty much whenever you call 911, I respond. And in this case, I responded to a robbery in progress.
Okay. And do you recall the address of where you responded on that day on August 4th, 2023?
It was at the Sugar Leaf Smoke Shop.
Is that located in Bear County, Texas?
Yes, ma'am, that's located in Bear County.
Okay. And was the address 24842 US Highway 281 South?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do you know what type of location that was?
It was a they sell they sell like tobacco
Okay,
accessories.
okay. And is there a BCSO case number that was associated with the call?
Yes, there was a BCSO case number.
Do you recall that number?
I have the case number right here. It's gonna be 2023-BCSO-017-017-470.
Okay, and what about the incident number?
The incident number was an Elmendorf PD number. It's ELMPD 2023 0283469.
Okay, and then if you look at the second page of your report, is there another number that's associated with the case? On the narrative?
There's the incident number where we look it up on the RMS system. Pretty much that's the database where we put all the reports that we do, and that number is BCS 2302-03015.
Okay. Now, when you made the scene, did you make contact with anyone?
When I got to the scene, I made contact with Ms. Martinez.
Okay, and can you describe her demeanor when you made contact with her?
Her demeanor was pretty shaken up, kind of scared, unable to really talk to me.
Okay, and when you were on scene, were you able to take like a preliminary statement from her?
When I was on scene at the beginning, I wasn't, because she was, frightened up by the whole situation. And eventually, once she calmed down, I was able to interview her and get some information.
Were you able to obtain any suspect information?
I was only able to obtain a description of the suspect. She unfortunately did not know who the suspect was.
Okay, and then was there any other evidence that you observed there on scene?
When I got to the scene, pretty much kind of some property was damaged, and also I saw zip ties on the floor.
Okay. And then, do you know if the store was equipped with any video cameras?
Yes, that store was equipped with surveillance.
Were you able to view it there on that day?
Yes, I was able to review the surveillance camera.
Okay, and what you viewed on the surveillance camera, was it consistent with the,
Sustained.
regarding what you watched? Was it consistent with what was reported to you?
Leading, Your Honor, assumes facts, not evidence, and calls for hearsay response based upon nonverbal hearsay.
All right, that will be sustained. Excuse me.
When you viewed the video evidence, did you have probable cause that any offense had occurred at that point?
Objection, Your Honor, asking a witness that's not the arresting officer a question as to an arrest. I'm gonna object to this witness answering the question. He does not have personal knowledge.
All right, response.
I'm asking him if, in viewing evidence, he observed an offense committed.
It's not-
So he has personal knowledge because he observed it on scene.
I heard the question a little bit different, Your Honor. I heard that she was asking this officer whether there was probable cause to, did he see probable cause?
All right, defense objection will be overruled. You can answer the question.
Can you repeat that question one more time?
Yes, after observing the video evidence, based on what you saw, did you observe an offense committed?
Yes, I did observe an offense.
What offense was that?
From what From what I gathered around, it was a robbery.
Okay. We have witness room.
No questions.
All right, is this witness excused or subject for recall?
Excused by the state.
Excuse.
All right, the rule has been invoked. That means that you're not allowed to view anything or discuss your testimony with anyone. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you may step down. If you'll leave the square microphone behind it, it's the court reporters.
What do you
Thank
mean? Thank you.
All right, state, call your next witness.
The state calls Sharon Martinez.
All right, could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you speak in a microphone and keep your voice up so that everyone can hear.
Okay.
And if you'll state your name for the record.
Sharon Martinez,
All right, state, you may proceed.
Ms. Martinez, how old are you currently?
53.
And do you currently live in Bexar County, Texas?
Yes, I do.
How long have you lived in Bexar County, Texas?
53 years.
And are you employed currently?
No,
Okay, are you married or do you have a partner?
no, my husband passed away.
Okay. Do you have children?
Yes, I do.
How many children do you have?
2.
Now I want to talk to you about something that occurred on August 4th of 2023. Do you recall that day?
Yes, I do.
How are you employed on that day?
Say it again.
Where were you working on that day?
Sugar Leaf Smoke Shop,
And where was that located?
281 South and Mogford Road.
Okay, and is that located in Bexar County, Texas?
Yes,
Okay. And how long have you been working at that smoke shop prior to August of 2023?
about a year and a half.
Okay. And what shift would you work there?
Mornings.
Okay, and how long would that run about?
I would work from 10 in the morning till 4:30
Okay. And would you work alone or with a partner?
alone.
Now, on August 4th of 2023, were you working alone?
Yes, I was.
And do you recall anyone that came into the store?
Yes,
Can you tell me what you recall from that day about people going into the store?
I just had like 1 or 2 customers in the morning. And then at 2 o'clock, that's when I was robbed.
And so when the people that came in, who we're speaking about, came into the store, do you recall how many people came into the store
That morning,
regarding
the
what we're
incident,
here for today?
2.
Okay, and can you explain to the jury, what happened when the 2 people entered the store?
When the first suspect walked in, I greeted him, as I do all my customers. And a few seconds later, say 15, 20 seconds later, a second person entered my store. I greeted that person as well. And I was asked to go back to the back room to where we have games to plug them in. And as I turned to look at the games, because I had to plug them in to see that they were setting, I said, okay, as soon as they load, You can go ahead and start playing the games. And as I turned my head, the gun was in my face.
Now regarding the individual that pointed the gun at your face, do you recall any identifying marks that that person had?
Yes, under the left eye socket was a mole. And in the very back of his neck was a tattoo.
Okay. And so when this gun was pointed at you, did they tell you anything?
What did
Objection per se.
Overruled.
You may answer.
you told me to get down on the ground? Put my hands behind my back. So I lay down flat, my nose and forehead on the ground with my hands behind my back. What felt like something went around my wrist, and I heard like a zip tie, like zzz, and then they kicked my legs together and did the same thing to my feet. And then I heard something break, like I could tell it was a hanger because I had clothing in the back room. And something dropped over my head, so I could, at that point I could only see the ground. But when they dropped the t-shirt, I couldn't see anything.
After the t-shirt was placed on your head, did that individual that you described with the mole and the tattoo, did he stay in the room with you, or were you able to hear where he went?
They were both still in the room. And they stepped out. I could hear tennis shoes. I could hear their shoes walk around the store. And I felt somebody come back. I heard him coming back into the back room. And I felt something like drop down on me, which were backpacks hanging on the wall. And I guess they were taking those, because I felt him step over my legs, even though I'm face down.
Okay. And in the time that this person was there, did they pay for any merchandise at all?
No.
And as an employee of the smoke shop, did you give them consent to take any of the items?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
And so, do you recall about how long you were there laying on the floor?
Anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes, because they walked in right at 2:00.
And then how are you able to get up off the floor?
Well, my hands are behind my back and I'm face down. I was able to pull my hand out of the tie wrap and it scratched my hand. And I was able to get my feet undone as well from the tie wraps.
And while all this was going on, what was going through your mind at the time where you were laying on the floor?
And I was gonna die. I
Now-
couldn't see anything.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I couldn't see anything.
Okay. And what did you feel when that gun was in your face?
My first reaction was shocked, like, is this really happening? But then in a split second, it just fear, scared, fear for my life.
Now, regarding the smoke shop, did the smoke shop have video surveillance cameras?
Inside and out.
And on that day, after you were able to free yourself, did office or deputies from the Bexar County Sheriff's Office show up to the location?
Yes.
And were you able to speak with them?
I had locked myself in the store as I called 911. And I then let in the officer.
And now you said the location has video cameras, is that correct? Okay. There's some tissue. So I'm gonna show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit number 1. I'm taking it out of the white envelope. Do you recognize what this is?
Yes.
And can you tell me what is contained on this disc?
Video footage inside and outside of the store.
Okay. And is that videos that you provided to the Bexar County Sheriff's Office?
Yes.
And have you had a chance to review the contents of this
Yes, I
disc?
have.
And are they a fair and accurate depiction of how things happened on the offense
Yes.
state? At this time, I am tendering State Exhibit number 1 to defense for inspection and offering the same.
Your Honor, I can object, no proper predicate.
All right, objection will be overruled.
Permission to publish, Your Honor.
Granted.
Now, Ms. Martinez, are you able to see the video that's on the screen in front of you?
Yes.
Can you explain to the jury what camera angle we are viewing currently?
It's gonna be the outside of the front of the store.
Okay.
Facing 281 South.
And regarding the suspect that had the gun in your face, had you ever seen him before?
No,
And so you didn't know his name or anything like that?
no,
But regarding the identifying marks that you testified to earlier, did you relay that information to the police officers that investigated?
yes, I did.
All right, that objection will be overruled.
And once you were able to examine the location, once police responded, were there items that were missing from the location?
Yes, quite a bit.
And now regarding the backpack and the items that we saw in this person's hand exiting the store, did he enter the store with those items?
No,
Okay, and were those items that belonged there to the store?
yes.
And did you give him consent to take those items?
No, I did not.
And did he pay for those items?
No, he did not.
And regarding, this second video that I'm showing, is that showing the same thing that we just viewed?
Yes, it's just a different angle. This is coming from the front door.
And then the third video that I'm currently displaying contained on state exhibit number 1. What is this camera showing?
It's showing the front door. Right here.
And who is this person that's back here?
That's me.
Okay. I'm gonna restart. Ms. Martinez, regarding this item that was replaced, can you see where my mouse is toggling?
Yes,
What is that?
my safe,
Okay, did it have anything inside of it?
yes,
And what was that?
deposits,
Was that United States currency?
yes.
And did you give them consent to take that?
No, I did not.
And now regarding camera 4 that we're seeing displayed on city exhibit number 1 currently, where is this camera located within the store?
This camera right here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's in the corner, the register's down towards the left. You can see me right there doing paperwork.
Okay,
To the glass display, the register's to the left.
and this person.
That's me.
Okay, thank you. And Ms. Martinez, these video cameras, did they contain audio or no?
No.
And where are you walking on city exhibit number 1 currently?
I'm walking towards the back room where we hold the games.
And now regarding, view number 5 that we're currently seeing, where is this camera located?
That counter is to the right side of the hall that goes into the back room.
And who is this?
That's me.
Okay. And regarding view number 6 that we're currently seeing displayed on state exhibit number 1, where is this camera located?
In the back.
And so I pause the state exhibit and we can see something in the suspect's right hand. Do you know what that is? Is that the gun that was pointed at you? And so on the state's exhibit, we can see something right there. Do you know what that is?
Foot.
Okay, thank you. And view number 7, which is being displayed from student exhibit number 1, what is that showing in the store?
This is coming out of the back room. That's the office. And that's the right-hand side of the display.
Thank you. Ms. Martinez, so I've paused the state exhibit. Are you able to look at the screen up there?
Mhm.
And do you see any identifying marks on state exhibit?
Yes,
And where would that be located?
right at the back of his neck right here.
Okay, and if you'll look at the screen, is that where I'm toggling my mouse right
Yes.
here? Thank you. Ms. Martinez, and do you know approximately how much merchandise was stolen, the currency value for it?
Close to 10,000.
Ms. Martinez, I'm showing, view number 8 on state exhibit number 1. Where is this camera located?
This one is facing outside the manager's office.
Okay.
Mhm.
And would it show basically what we've already seen in all the other videos?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just for efficiency purposes. And then what's labeled as video 9 on state exhibit number 1, where is this located?
This is the hall coming out of the back room that I'm in.
Okay. And this camera view, is it consistent with views that we've seen already?
Yes.
And then what is labeled as view 10 on state exhibit number 1, what view is this?
This is right next to the room that I was in, where all the
Okay.
tattoo and all supplies are.
Okay. And is this view also consistent with the views that we've previously viewed?
Yes.
And I paused Stacy to number one, we can see something on the hip of the suspect, is that, do you know what that is?
That's the gun.
Okay, thank you. And view number 11 that is depicted on the state exhibit number 1, where is this view of?
Behind the register.
Yeah, it seems like you're kind of tugging at your back. What are you doing there?
I wear a back brace.
Okay. And what was going on with your back at this time?
Your Honor, relevance,
Relevance?
It goes to an element of the offense, bodily injury.
Yes. All right, that'll be overruled.
What was going on with your back during this time?
I have spinal canal stenosis and lower lumbar stenosis with 4 bulging disc and osteoarthritis in my lower tailbone. And being placed down the way I was caused a lot of pain in my back that is still consistent today.
Thank you. Ms. Martinez, I'm going to show you what has been marked as state's exhibit number 2. Can you tell me if you recognize the
Could I
items?
get my glasses from my purse?
I'm sorry.
My glasses from my purse.
Oh, yes.
Okay. I'm showing you what has been marked as state's exhibit number 2. Have you had a chance to review it?
Yes.
And do you recognize the items that are contained within state's exhibit number 2?
Yes.
And do they appear to be a fair and accurate depiction of what you've described earlier?
Yes.
Okay. At this time, I am tendering State's Exhibit number 2 to defend for inspection and offering the same.
And I'm with you, but
Yes. I am going to give you a short break and then we'll continue with this witness. You've heard some evidence in this case. You are not allowed to begin your deliberations or think about this case outside this room. Everything that you need to know about this case is to come from inside the courtroom. Does everyone understand? So I'll give you all a 10-minute break. So we'll be back here. I'll say I'll put it at 4:35. All right, everyone, please rise for the jurors. So with regards to State's Exhibit number 2, the court is going to rule that the top of State's Exhibit number 2, I believe it states media player, subtitle tools, view and help. And then there's a white box that says wall, rows, columns, puzzle games, close, save. So, defense, do you have any objection to the state removing that portion of State's Exhibit number 2? And then we'll talk about whether it should be admitted or not. But I want to know if you have objections to that part of the exhibit being removed.
Your Honor, it depends, and I'll tell you why. If I don't know what happened to the photograph to get it to this size, from what we saw in the video. I don't know if that's software. And obviously this witness didn't produce it. I could take her on board down now, but I'm guessing he
Yes.
didn't produce it.
State, lay the foundation with regards to state's exhibit number 2, where it come from. And then I'll let you ask questions about state's exhibit number 2, and then the court will make its ruling. State hears. All right, state, you may proceed.
Ms. Martinez, so I'm showing you what is marked as state's exhibit number 2. And so you previously testified that you recognize this, right? And can you tell me where this image came from?
From off the cameras.
Okay, and those cameras were located inside of,
The Sugar Leaf Smoke Shop.
okay, and so, you had access to these cameras, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you previously viewed this video on state's exhibit number 1, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and so is this a snapshot of one of the camera angles that was contained within state's exhibit number 1?
Say it again?
Was this photo taken off of the video?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a screenshot of the videos that you
Yes.
turned over to the police and that we viewed in court as state's exhibit number 1?
Yes.
Okay, and so obviously you testified, you recognize the person in the photo and,
Objection, Your Honor. I didn't hear that answer.
Yes.
She says she recognizes the person.
She said yes.
Okay.
and regarding, do you observe any identifying marks in the photo,
Other than this one?
regarding this?
Oh, yes.
Okay, and is that what you testified to earlier as a, what did you call it earlier?
The tattoo that did the,
Okay.
Uh.
And this appears to be a fair and accurate depiction. Okay, and,
Yes.
and besides from being a snapshot, it hasn't been altered in any way.
no.
Okay, so that's how that looked on the date of
Yes.
the offense.
Mhm.
Okay. We passed on this.
All right, defense.
Yes. Have you seen that photograph before? You were showing it on the stand?
Before I was showing it on the stand?
Yes.
No.
Okay, that's exhibit 2. You'd never seen it before. Did you review the video? And that would be video number 7. I believe it's the 7th video that was shown to us and you said that's it.
Yes.
So, and that is the picture that was blown up.
Yes.
Okay. And, do you know who prepared that photograph that you were shown as state's exhibit 2?
No.
Okay. And, did you, do you know, well, so you didn't enhance the video, right? You did nothing to the video?
I did not.
Okay. And when did you turn the video over?
The same day of the robbery.
How did you turn it over?
I turned over all video footage and access to cameras to the detective.
How? Like USB, disk?
No, I gave them access to the office, to the computers and everything.
Okay.
And they were able to download it. Detective Anderson downloaded it.
And you watched that video?
Say it again?
You watched that video?
Yes, I did.
And you watched it back in August, right?
Yes.
And you your software on your computer did not enhance that photograph, right?
No.
And in fact, the software on your computer, you can't change it. You can't make it appear closer. The cameras are set and you
Correct.
cannot make it closer and
Correct.
copy it, right?
Correct.
And in fact, you did not recognize the person, right? Neither one of the men, right?
Yes, I did. The second man I recognize as a regular customer,
Which one is that?
not him.
Okay, so you're saying the man in the hoodie,
Yes,
okay, that you knew him or
I did not
recognized?
know him.
Judge,
He-
I'm gonna object, I'm sorry, I'm gonna object as to outside of the scope as to state's exhibit number 2.
All right, that will be sustained.
I'll pass the witness.
All right, any objections to state's exhibit number 2? Yes.
Yeah, yes, Your Honor, we object to the chain of custody of this evidence, that the evidence has been altered. It's not in its original state. The witness says that they don't have that capacity to make it larger. The video is what it is, what we saw. And now we're presented in court with a photograph that's been blown up. And that this witness is now saying that she recognizes the blown up picture when she obviously couldn't, because we all watched the video.
Okay.
Okay, Your Honor. So the witness doesn't have personal knowledge. We have a photograph that has been altered and not provided to us in discovery 3914 prior to today, or even during the trial, as but for when it's being offered into evidence. So on those grounds, we're going to object. We also believe that it's misleading to the jury, since there's no one here to testify how this photograph was enhanced. And it's misleading and prejudicial to the defense, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Well, okay, I'm gonna start with the 3914 allegation. Okay, the witness testified that it was turned over back when the robbery happened. So if counsel would look at state's exhibit number 2, it clearly states that it's taken from camera 08, which is contained within state's exhibit number 1 and labeled as video number 9, which counsel erroneously questioned the witness about. But just so the record is clear, state's exhibit number 2 is a screenshot from video number 9, which is panel 8. Okay. The predicate to get the photo in is she has personal knowledge because she testified to it, that she observed the identifying mark. Okay. Is this evidence what it purports to be? It's the screenshot of state's exhibit number 1. And so it is authentic. She's testified to it and it should be admitted.
All right, defense's objection to state's exhibit number 2 will be overruled. And state, you can offer it again in front of the jury.
And Judge, we'll go ahead and make that reduction that you previously.
Just one moment before the redaction is made, defense. The court is allowing state's exhibit number 2 to be admitted. Do you want it admitted with the white portion of it removed or no?
Your Honor, I don't know what the Court of Appeals will do, so I cannot agree to the admission of this document. I don't want to waive any objection that I may have.
All right, so I appreciate what you're saying, counsel. So state's exhibit number 2 will be admitted without any redactions. And I'm sorry, could I see state's exhibit number 2 so that the record can be clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What is on state's exhibit number 2? It says at the top, media player, subtitle tools, view, and help. And then state's exhibit number 2 sticker is placed over something that says wall, rows, columns, puzzle game, close, and save. All right. So if anyone wants to take a quick break, we need to be back here in 5 minutes.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
I'll leave it to you.
You may bring them in.
I just didn't want this out of the way.
No problem.
The jurors can't pass your the door. They were stealing stuff from there. All rise for the jury.
All right, everyone, please be seated. And state you may proceed.
Your Honor, at this time, the state offers State's Exhibit number 2 into evidence.
All right, defense, your previous objections are noted. That will be overruled. State's exhibit number 2 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Ms. Martinez, in looking at State's Exhibit number 2, do you observe anything that you previously testified to as an identifying mark?
Yes.
And where is that
A
located?
tattoo in the back of the neck.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to ask.
The tattoo in the back of his neck.
Okay, and before you turn the videos over to the sheriff's office, did you have an opportunity to view them?
No.
Was the tattoo something that you observed? Well, did you view the surveillance video there with the officers?
Yes.
Okay, so you viewed it after the offense occurred.
Bleeding.
That'll be sustained.
Okay, so when did you first view the video?
When the, see, we have TVs all around the store.
Okay.
So when you check the video footage, it pops up on the TVs.
Okay,
So it was right there,
okay, and so was that, on what day was that?
August 4th,
Okay,
2023.
okay. And so what we see in State's Exhibit number 2, the tattoo that you're referring to, is that something that you observed on the video or in person?
I saw,
Overruled.
Go ahead and answer.
I saw the tattoo personally before I seen it on there.
Okay.
I seen it with my own eyes.
Okay, thank you. Permission to publish State's Exhibit number 2 to the jury,
Granted.
and we pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Your Honor, I object to passing a photo when I'm gonna be asking questions.
I'm gonna object to this speaking objection, and
All
he
right.
wants to wait.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you may view the state's exhibit number 2. In defense, you can wait to start your cross if you want to wait and start your cross after the jurors have reviewed state's exhibit number 2.
Ms. Martinez, my name is Arlene Gay, and I represent Mr. Beltran in this case. You told Officer Chacon that you did not recognize either one of these individuals. Isn't that right?
No,
So you're saying that you did recognize them, you did know who they were?
I saw the two of them, and not him, but the other guy is a regular customer in the store.
The unidentified person.
Yes.
Did you make any effort to credit card receipts, debit cards, receipts to ascertain or to find out who he was?
No,
Did you know his name?
no,
Had you spoken with him?
yes,
When you were speaking to Officer Chacon, the only description that you gave of the gentleman without the hoodie was a backwards hat, glasses, gray shirt, over a black long sleeve blue jeans and black tennis shoes.
yes,
That's the only description you gave, right? That is the only description on the date of the robbery, right? That's a correct statement, right, ma'am?
keep talking. I'm waiting for you to finish what you're saying. I'm trying to understand you.
That was my question.
Say it again, please.
Sure. The only description that you gave of one of the men that you did not know was a backwards hat, glasses, gray shirt over a black long sleeve, blue jeans and black tennis shoes.
Yes.
That was the only description you gave. Isn't that right?
No, I gave the description of the mole and the tattoo.
Did you review your interview with Officer Chacon?
I don't know who Officer Chacon is if he's not in the room.
Were you aware that the officers had body cam?
Yes.
You were never shown a photo lineup of any potential person who may have committed this crime.
No.
You did not provide a description of the person that we saw with the hoodie.
No.
And it's your testimony that you told one of the officers there at the scene that he was a regular customer, the man with the hoodie.
Yes.
Did the man with the backwards hat, were you ever behind him while he walked?
Was I behind him?
Yes, yes.
When I
ma'am.
went to the hall, yes, I saw it. When I turned in the hall, you could see a tattoo clear as day.
That wasn't my question, but were you behind him, ever walking behind him?
No.
The videos that you said you watched on the TV screens, these are TV screens that are up high, right?
Yes.
And so way above the counter, suspended from the ceiling, correct?
They're on the wall, not the ceiling. They're on the wall, kind of like this TV.
So in order to, well, you can't touch it, right? You cannot jump up and touch it.
No.
They're up high, correct? And did you sit there or stand there and watch all of the videos?
No, I was being talked to by the police officers as they're going and playing them all.
Did you notice any other tattoos on either one of the gentlemen?
No.
And nobody spoke to you?
Excuse me?
Nobody spoke to you?
You mean the two gentlemen?
Yes, the two men.
Yes. Yes.
Do you think you could recognize their voice?
Sure.
Did you tell the police officer that?
That I could recognize him and that he spoke to me? Yes.
Yes. And which one spoke to you?
The one that held the gun on me?
And, but did you tell the officer that you could recognize his voice?
They didn't ask me.
You made no other observations as to height or other tattoos, is that right?
Correct.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
Correct.
Okay. Stated earlier in your testimony that these men came in at 2 p.m. Is that right? And is that, yes, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay. And they were there 20 to 25 minutes? Correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'm going to pass the witness subject to recall.
All right, any further questions?
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, the rule has been invoked. What that means is that you're not allowed to discuss your testimony with anyone or view anything about this trial. Do you understand?
Yes.
Just make sure you're available in case either side decides to recall you, all right?
Okay.
All right, and if you'll remove the microphone, please,
Yes, sir.
and you may step down. Ladies and gentlemen, this is all of the evidence that you're going to hear for today. Remember my previous instructions. You're not allowed to discuss what you've heard in this trial with anyone. Does everyone understand? You're not allowed to do any investigation on this case. Everything that you need to know about this case is to come from inside the courtroom. Do you understand? All right, we're going to start back tomorrow at 1:30. Again, you will not report inside this courtroom. You'll report in the jury room. Does everyone understand? All right, just make sure if you arrive probably no later than 12:30, there should be room for you in the parking garage. All right, you may leave the courtroom.
Want to be rude.
No, you may cross.
Thank you.